Hey, welcome.
Hi, people of the internet.
We just want our voices out here. We're small town kids. We got opposing viewpoints.
And
Debate time.
Of course, I'm KingOreo1212,
I'm JackRB.
and this is going to be our video. Our videos are pretty much going to be debates over different kinds of things, maybe.
From team pop culture, government issues, anything you want us to debate. After this first debate, just post in the comments what you want us to debate next, and debate and put who you thought won the last debate. Whoever won gets to sit in this chair. He's in that chair this week because he chose the comfy chair over this one.
Well, if it's comfy, it's comfy.
True.
So, pretty much, just comment, like, subscribe, do what you want.
You want. We really don't care as long as we're able to say what we want.
And that's what's wonderful about being us. Anybody that goes to our high school, you know us. You just never really sit down and talk to us. Now you get to watch us talk. And it's going to be wonderful.
It will be.
Okay, so without further ado, let the debating begin.
So, what would you like to debate?
I don't know, actually.
We honestly, let's just do this one to ask for comments.
I guess so.
On what you'd like us to debate. Because we need them.
Alright. So, go right ahead. If you want, comment, message, whatever.
We need the message. We need the knowledge. We want a debate.
So, just like, subscribe, comment.
Well, would you like to start with just to kind of go out on that war thing we were doing earlier? Would you like to do that?
Oh, yes, the one over if war is what causes
if war shows a nation's strength. But we need to take sides.
Well, then I'm going to have to strongly probably disagree on that.
Then I guess I'm stuck with neutral.
Of course, neutral.
Because I can do both sides on that, because I can see them all.
Well, I mean, I guess it's really understandable. So, okay, would you like to start off, or should I?
I need something to tear down.
Alrighty then. Okay, well, in my own personal opinion, a country doesn't need war to have strength. If a country needs strength, they should just show it. True power doesn't come from attacking. I mean, all it does is lead to complete and total destruction of not only the country in which the war is fought, but also the populations in which...
Sorry. Skype.
That's right. I'm more important. Take that.
Bam!
But it only leads to complete and total destruction over countries and its population. I really believe that there's no point in it.
I see where you're coming from, but there will always be a need for a standing military within a country. For the simple fact that there will always be something out there that will not like us. Therefore, we will always need that standing military for defense. War is primarily a defense or a conquer. The conqueror and the defender. For example, Iraq and Kuwait. Iraq is the conqueror, Kuwait is the defender. Kuwait didn't have a standing military, therefore, Kuwait was easily taken over and destroyed by Iraq, wherein the U.S. military stepped in to help Kuwait out because Kuwait could not defend itself.
Good point. Good point. But when, just like you said, it's always about defense and conquer, and consider the conquer. Consider how during the Holocaust, how many of the Germans chose to just pretty much kind of
ignore the fact.
Exactly, just destroy everything.
Yes,
they wanted nothing but complete and total genocide for any and all Jews.
Oh, and it wasn't just the Jews. You have to also look into the fact that was
that was African Americans, anybody that wasn't in their fear. Then that does include homosexuals.
Yes, homosexuals and gypsies as well.
Yeah,
but
I'm out of the camera.
You are. you just slowly waited out, and I was like, where's he going? But you also have to take into effect when you're looking at it that is the bad side of war. Without a standing military or a militia, in Germany's case, if the Jews had a militia, then they would have been able to probably defend themselves a lot better than they did, such as with the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. They had a standing militia, and they were able to hold out against the Nazi attacks on the ghetto for quite a while. Whenever you look deeper into history, you can find a lot more. That's the bad side of war. You need the defending side as well. If you have the conquer, you will always have that one person out there that wants to conquer. You need those people out there that will defend. Because whenever you have your life, your liberty, and your property being infringed upon, you typically want that to be defended. Natural rights philosophy right there.
Well, you do have a good point. I mean, when war does come, you also have to take into mind all that occurs with it. But at the same time, you still have to go back to the facts. I mean, it only causes so much destruction. That's just like back in when the Civil War began. I mean, you could see that was when total war was in effect. That means it didn't matter who was in
total war on this continent. Total war has happened in so many different places. Both the world wars were total wars for the Europeans, not for the Americans. Because America never had any fighting on its soil except for the false alarm during the Battle of Los Angeles and the attack on Pearl Harbor and the Battle of Midway. That was the battle in the Philippines, technically American soil at the time.
Yes. We're very smart children if you don't notice.
Teenagers were able to fight facts for facts.
Woo for being smart and attentive.
Woo! But I do see your point with war being bad. But there's a point where you need to defend yourself. World War I. Let's take this into effect. Most of that was over nationalism, a country wanting its own identity. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand. I don't think his name was Franz. Archduke Ferdinand.
It was Franz Ferdinand.
It was Franz? Oh well. Minute details.
And you're tutoring me in American history. Okay, let's keep
this isn't American history.
But
this is Austro-Hungarian history.
But it does take a good turning point in World War II, which
actually World War I.
Shut up. World War I. I'm sorry, I mess up sometimes. World War I, which is a part of America as we did jump into the war.
Not until 1917 because of German U-boat attacks and because
wasn't that
the Zimmerman notes. Yes, it was. Good job.
Yeah, pay attention.
Now, I see your point with war being bad, but look at World War I. World War I was basically just a lot of misunderstanding. Germany, the only reason Britain got into the war was because it had agreed to defend Belgium. Germany, to get to France, had to cross through Belgium. So, Britain came in and attacked Germany. Russia was just going to be on the side of the Serbians anyway, who wanted their own country in the Balkan Peninsula, which was dominated by the Ottoman Turks and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. So it was just a lot of misunderstanding and a lot of people wanting to hold on to power.
But isn't that all a war really needs? Just a misunderstanding?
A misunderstanding and someone wanting more power.
That same thing occurred when the USS Maine was spontaneously combusted and yellow journalism stretched the truth to make it seem like we had been attacked.
Yes, we wanted to hold on to our power and our sphere of influence in the Caribbean.
It was actually through that jingoism began. And that was the intense hatred that kind of fuels pretty much everything. That's take into consideration the Twin Towers and their falling. When that happened, that empowered jingoism. It was like adding more,
and we still haven't stopped stereotyping Muslims within the U.S. Muslims, I get that they aren't all terrorists. That is a select few, very minute group, who are actual radical Muslims. But that doesn't mean that how do I put this? Stereotyping doesn't end there. Even with the killing of Osama bin Laden and the supposed dissolving of Al-Qaeda, that the stereotyping and the fear that they put in place on that day does not go away, and that's what caused the jingoism. The jingoism is not really a hatred, it's more of a fear of this particular group of people gaining power and coming and getting rid of us in a genocide.
But isn't fear what pretty much breeds hatred? Because
It
you don't
is.
because I mean it's through fear that so many
Fear?
people die. It's through fear that so many things occur in history that later show to kind of destroy everything in its path.
Fear develops tunnel vision develops hatred develops genocide. It's a It's a cycle of destruction.
Yes.
I will agree with you there.
Now to the matter at hand. Back to war. Because we're not leaving. Because
we're not leaving
this.
yet. I love the fact that I'm like staying focused on the camera to where like I'm talking to the camera and you.
Okay, see, here's what happens. If I look at the camera, I look at the camera. If I look at you through the screen, I look at you through the screen. But if I look at you like this, because I have to focus somewhere on the speaker, so it's either looking at you or looking at you. Which do you prefer?
Look at me, that way they can see your face.
Okay. Nice to know if they ever want to just, I don't know, kidnap me. They know how I look.
He's pretty.
Aw, Jack, you say the sweetest thing.
I know, man.
Now.
Sorry, we're really good friends, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, great minds think alike.
Woo.
So, I mean, but I can see your points with war. I can understand why you'd want to be neutral on it. Disagreeing is only because it's breeds so much hatred and destruction that's never really truly needed. But no one really sees that because when it comes to war, all people really want to do is just fight and battle.
Okay.
The only good thing that war has ever given us personally that I feel, besides, yes, saving people, is that it creates jobs for others. That's it.
Okay, can I point a historical fact out?
Shoot.
Have you ever noticed that after wars, especially lately when America goes into a war, after we destroy what we need to destroy, we go in and rebuild. For example, the Marshall Plan after World War II. George C. Marshall, the general over the army, took all that we destroyed in Europe, all that was destroyed in Europe, and developed a plan to help those countries. Germany, Russia, France, Italy, Britain, even North Africa, China, and Japan. He developed a plan, and he was the general over the army. He didn't hate these people. The people of the U.S. didn't hate these people when we showed it because we went over and helped them. In Iraq, after we bombed them the first time, you know one of the first priorities that we had with the military power there? Rebuild schools, rebuild hospitals. Why is it zooming in on me?
I don't know exactly. No, notice me
Why
too.
are you zooming in on me?
There we go. I think it just realized I was kind of stopped moving, so it just started zooming in on me.
I think it was zooming in on me because I'm the only one moving around and talking. We rebuilt schools, we rebuilt hospitals, and we rebuilt public facilities, and we started to increase their public facilities to help people out.
What about Japan?
Japan?
After the bomb.
Well, Nagasaki and Hiroshima were both completely destroyed and unable to be rebuilt because of the radiation poisoning that the people would have gotten from it. We were not able to go in and rebuild those two cities for that very fact. But the rest of Japan, there was a raid over Tokyo that completely burned the wooden city to the ground. We went in and rebuilt it.
I can see your point. I can understand where America is kind of after war. They still choose to help, but if we completely put America out of the equation, you still have to consider all of the other countries.
Even in ancient times, if you look at ancient warfare, after they went in and conquered an area, they didn't leave it to the people of the area to rebuild. They also went in and rebuilt. They settled the area as well. They didn't just go in, kill everybody, and leave.
But usually when they rebuilt, didn't they themselves move there? So pretty much wasn't it just them kind of making it nice for them?
Well, in a way, that's the way it is in all of human nature. It's just the way we are. Whenever we go somewhere and we rebuild, we have a pride in that rebuilding, and we want to stay. But we also help people out there. Like after Katrina hit the Deep South in Louisiana, people went there and
stop zooming in.
Go on him.
Your camera is being a butt. Actually, hold on one moment. I think I just realized what happened.
My camera's being racist. I'm sorry.
Well, that's just nice. There!
That explains it.
Yeah, there we go.
That explains it.
Now, how do we full screen again? There we go.
Oh, there we go. But,
alright.
I'm
just going to do this for a little bit because I'm bored.
Okay. We have a pride in that rebuilding. Like when Katrina hit in the Deep South. They completely, when people went and they rebuilt there, and instead of just rebuilding and then leaving it to the people to finish cleaning up, some of them actually decided to move to the Deep South, into Mississippi, into Alabama, into Florida, and into Louisiana and Texas. They stayed there. They didn't just rebuild and leave. Some of them actually moved there and improved the economy with their ideas.
I made a purple tea.
Woo! With their ideas and their culture from other parts of the country.
Well, all in all, Jack, I can actually agree with you on this one. I mean, it's kind of a twisted thing when it comes to destruction in war, so it's kind of iffy on how people can feel. But in this situation, it can make sense to where war can be the answer and it can't. I guess you kind of turned me into a neutral. But this does not mean he won.
It does not mean I won.
I want I want the high chair.
If you think his facts were better than mine, considering this debate is just ended, if you think his facts were better than mine and his points were better than mine, comment on him like the people that comment for him. If you think that my facts were better than his, comment my name, JackRB, or Oreo King. That'd be him.
KingOreo1212.
Well,
Get it right.
KingOreo1212.
You couldn't really say 1212, could you?
No, I could not.
Okay.
If you think that my points were better, JackRB. Think his was better, KingOreo1212.
Don't be afraid to subscribe, comment, or message.
We'll be doing the same thing next week. Oh, and we need ideas to debate with. That was really hard to come up with. The only reason we came up with it was because we were debating it at his house earlier.
So, if you have any ideas, don't be afraid to tell us.
We love ideas.
And we love arguing.
And oh yeah, if you want to put on if you want to like the debate topics that we have, that people comment, feel free. We would love to hear your opinions, and we would also like to hear opposing opinions that we didn't show.
I mean, and everyone's kind of open here. It's a place where anybody who may have their own feelings can speak.
We're happy with what we do.
So this has been KingOreo1212.
And JackRB.
Goodbye. Okay.